Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 4:01 p.m. Central, and we have an ongoing severe weather outbreak across portions of Kansas and Nebraska. We've got a large slight risk of severe weather going across both of those states there. This includes the cities of Hutchinson, Kansas, back up through Great Bend and Hayes, all the way through McCook and Kearney, Nebraska. This is the area where today we think we could see some damaging winds, some large hail, and maybe even an isolated tornado somewhere in this area. Now, you'll notice we do have these kind of reddish pink colored boxes here. These are your severe thunderstorm watches in effect for this area. These severe thunderstorm watches mention that scattered large hail to ping pong ball size possible will be a potential today. Isolated damaging wind gusts of 70 miles an hour will also be possible, and a tornado or two will be possible. Now, the peak time frame for severe weather is going to be kind of over the next hour or so here, alright? So that's why we've decided to go live at this oddly specific time, is because we do have some supercells starting to pop up in parts of northwest Kansas and southwestern Nebraska that are becoming strong to severe very quickly. Now, we do have a special weather statement up here towards the Omaha metro area. Now, this is for a line of storms producing damaging winds over Highway 275, and we'll watch that, but typically I think the greater severe weather threat remains off to our southwest here, as in this area things are a little bit chillier. There's not quite as much CAPE or any of those other environmental ingredients in this region. So, again, we're going to continue to watch this outbreak evolve here over the next hour or so, and I think that things could get pretty intense this stream, so we'll keep an eye out for that. We've got a damaging wind risk, large hail risk, and a tornado risk all in play today once again. Again, if you're in this green area, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town, alright? So this is going out for the cities of Grand Island, Kearney, and McCook, Nebraska. And then in Kansas, it does include Hayes, Great Bend, and Hutchinson. So that's a pretty large area there that we do have to look out for. This is going to be, it's not like your classic tornado alley setup here. It's nothing like that. But we are going to have the potential to see a couple of tornadoes in that classic tornado alley region, if that makes sense. So, NATOcast for today actually does have a 5% tornado risk going out for parts of Kansas and Nebraska. Again, SBC has a 2%. Yesterday, NATOcast actually had a 10% going out. Now a 5% going out specifically for portions of northwestern and north central Kansas there. It's really liking the idea of some supercells potentially making their way into that region and becoming tornadic over the next couple of hours. So, again, we'll continue to watch that as it evolves. I'm going to go ahead and bring up stream chat. If anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. But again, we are just getting going here with this stream. So thank you everybody for tuning in. It is good to see that we've kind of got the usual crowd back here once again. What's up, Jack? How's it going? That was an amazing edit, by the way. That was great. You managed to recover the lost footage of Staunton, Wisconsin tornado from August 2005. Some guy had it in his files from 2007. I asked if he could share them, and there I was, shocked. Wow. Am I familiar with that tornado? I'm not sure if I am. Staunton, Wisconsin tornado. So it was an F3. So this was, wow, so this actually did cause a fatality, caused $42.5 million in damages in the total of the outbreak. Wow. So that was like a large stovepipe. What's up, Mr. Storm? Yes, I did see it. That's what I was referring to. That was a great edit. We do have the typical crew of storm chasers out there today. We've got Corey Gherkin, we've got Brandon Kopic, and Nathan Moore, all centered in northwestern Kansas. Again, that's where NATOcast and the Chasers and the SBC kind of seem to agree. That's going to be kind of the greatest area for any sort of major tornado threat over the next hour. So I'd also like to point out, we've got, again, Nathan Moore out here had an incredible view of this storm here just several minutes ago. I think it's a lot more impressive than what we're actually seeing on radar here. Remember, we're a little ways from the radar site, but this looks like a very impressive storm, and I do think it could get a severe thunderstorm warning relatively soon, actually. The footage was only seen in documentaries until the guy shared it with me. You're on cloud 9 from it. Chat, the light is, like, reflecting off of my face right now. Biggest threat today? No, I think yesterday was, and even 2 days ago were a little more significant. But I think today the main headline will be damaging winds, actually. Again, the Storm Prediction Center has mentioned that gusts up to 70 miles an hour are most likely going to be occurring today at some point across parts of Kansas and Nebraska. If you're asking like the biggest threat in particular today, I'd say like wind, once again. But again, an isolated tornado and several instances of large hail cannot be ruled out. Certainly not. And the marginal risk, by the way, actually does go back down into parts of Texas. I don't think that. I think generally this is kind of a more conditional area. That's why they've kind of left it at a marginal risk here. They haven't extended the slight as far south, but we do seem to have some thunderstorms popping up in northwestern Oklahoma here, so. Anyway. So again, several strong to severe storms right now across parts of Kansas and Nebraska. Again, this looks like it's going to be the area today where we have the greatest tornado threat in general. Alrighty. So, how's everybody doing today? Bro, did you see the edit he made me today? It was kind of fire. He just cranks out those edits like crazy. The only problem I had with it was it said 2024 so far. A lot of those photos were from before 2024. Yeah, that's because in a lot of those pictures, I was younger than 13 in a lot of those pictures that you put in there. So, you may be thinking, okay, well, we've had severe weather from this system for the past several days. No, it's all good. But tomorrow, I think, is going to be kind of the last day that we see this become any sort of problem. And again, it's really not going to be anything major. I think we may see a marginal risk be put in place, maybe in like the tri-state region here, but I really don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I think that, honestly, it's going to be mainly just some heavy rain for parts of Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois, and maybe some scattered lightning in this area as well. And then you can see on Wednesday, the SBC has a general thunderstorm risk for the northern part of New England. I don't really think that's going to be anything crazy, if I'm being honest. So it seems like the weather's going to finally start calming back down here. Be a little bit more tame pretty soon. Might go on a road trip for this one. What? But yeah, I mean, we could go ahead and take a look at some of the model guidance here. So, the HRRR, let's go ahead and bring this up. If we go and look at the reflectivity here, alright, we can see that, oh, and there we go. So, we'll actually go ahead and get back to that in a minute, but we do have the first severe thunderstorm warning of the stream. This is for Arapahoe, Nebraska. If you're in this area, move indoors immediately. This is the storm I mentioned earlier that might go severe. I said it. We called this one, guys. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. So, if you're in Arapahoe, again, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately. That goes as well for Beaver City, Hendley, and Edison. The Highway 283 corridor here is the spot to watch for large hail and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So, again, first one of the stream. Is that, I want to say it's the first one of the day, but I think I'm wrong about that, actually. So, let's see here. If it was the first one of the day, then we went live at a really good time. Again, I do think generally this is kind of the time frame where things will start to pick up. Okay, so no, we actually did have some severe storms earlier today in Kansas and even back into parts of Texas, interestingly enough, earlier this morning. So again, the severe thunderstorm watch includes over 160,000 people. Again, this is going to be in effect until 11 p.m., guys. It is not the first severe warning of the day. But it is the first one of the stream, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that one was good too. What's up, Peachy? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this storm looks like it's going to continue to grow in terms of its hail threat here, and again, it is going to continue to push northeastward towards the Arapahoe area. Again, this is not a big town, but, you know, relative to the other places we have here, this is a larger population center. So, again, this is going out for parts of southwestern Phelps, southeastern Gosper, and central Furnace counties in south central Nebraska. Another storm I'd be looking out for is this one heading for the Phillipsburg area, Phillipsburg, Kansas. This one looks like it's just becoming, in terms of just size in general, it's pretty big, but again, it looks like it's growing a hail core as well, and again, in this kind of environment, it's got room to grow for sure, so that's something we'll look out for. Right now, we're not really seeing any sort of rotation on any of these storms, but again, that'll likely change soon. I think things could get quite intense here for a little while. What's up, Sam? So, anyway. Yeah, so there we go. That new frame here even showing an even larger hail core now with that storm. So, I actually think that this storm could get a severe thunderstorm warning within the next couple of minutes. Again, Phillipsburg, I'd be watching out for this one. Again, a larger population center relative to the other areas we have out here. I do like your new profile picture. So, anyway. So again, we've got Nathan Moore on that storm right now. He's in Norton, Kansas. How can you tell if it has a hail core? So just looking at the reflectivity presentation, those purplish colors that are usually indicative of some large hail. Or the size of it. Again, just based off of the DBZ values that we're measuring, right? So the brighter the purple, the larger, or the heavier the precipitation is that it's picking up on. And in this case, again, the larger the hail. And again, whenever you start to see, like, blues on the reflectivity, that's whenever you've got some monster hail in there. And then there is a level past that, but we don't see it very often, but it does exist. You can get to tan. And that's whenever you've got a radar glitch. That almost never happens naturally. What's up, everybody? So the storm I mentioned did actually just get a special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail, and it does say that it may intensify, so make sure to look out for that. I'm going to go ahead and pin that message again. Thank you, Peachy. So, again, this is going to be in effect for parts of, let's see here, Norton and Graham counties in Kansas. So again, this storm approaching Beaver City and Arapahoe here is our only one right now that has a severe thunderstorm warning. Everywhere else, we're just talking about strong thunderstorms, you know. Again, Lincoln right now, I mean, it is likely pouring with rain, but not much else is happening. And it's actually going to be that way for a little while, which may tack on the precipitation total, so we may see some localized street flooding, something like that. So far, things haven't been piling on too terribly much, though, so... It actually looks like where our supercell is that just got the special weather statement seems to be producing some of the heaviest rain. It looks like we're measuring close to 2 inches of rain in some spots. And again, those areas are still getting some precipitation there, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, the new run of the GFS doesn't show anything, like, super wild in particular, other than this. And this is not going to happen. I'm going to let you guys know right now. I don't know what in the world. I mean, everybody knows 250-plus hours out on the GFS is where you see some crazy stuff. But in November, they're forecasting a 939 millibar low for a hurricane. And, like, look at this. Like, what... I don't... like, that makes no sense. Unbelievable. That would be like the strongest hurricane for that time of year ever if that were to happen. So again, do not trust that. Oh crap, what did I do? Oh, forgot I saw a screencasting. Share the stream. Yep, make sure to do that so that we can help get the message out. And this is an important day of severe weather coverage. Again, we've got severe storms and potentially, again, later this evening, maybe an isolated tornado or two popping off across the Central Plains. This area hasn't had to look out for things like that for a while, so they need to be aware. Alrighty. So, again, Nathan Moore heading east, trying to catch up to maybe our Phillipsburg storm, it actually looks like. Again, I think the most active period of severe weather here will be around 45 minutes to an hour, so the next 45 minutes to an hour, that is. Alrighty. SRH is 302 along the Kansas-Nebraska border, so look out. Yeah, that's kind of the main area we're watching here. Again, this storm heading for Phillipsburg, I think they should have just gone ahead and thrown a severe thunderstorm warning out for that. They put a special weather statement out with the intensification possible tag, but I think they should have done a severe thunderstorm warning. It could not snow during a hurricane, no. That would be a nor'easter. And there we go. As soon as I say that, what are with my callouts today? Quarter-size tail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, Phillipsburg, Logan, and Glade. Make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. This is for northwestern Rooks and Phillips counties in north-central Kansas. Again, things are starting to really get going here. Again, these supercells look like they're pretty intense. Not only for hail, but also for damaging winds. And again, soon we may end up seeing a couple of tornadoes or land spouts out of them. So we'll continue to watch this as they progress. Looking at southern Kansas. We don't really have much convection in southern Kansas, so... Can really see the negative tilt in the trough. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's mainly just going to be a wind and hail event, but the reason we are here is because I want to remind everybody out in this area that I almost just said whale and hinge. Hail and wind can still be dangerous, alright? We could see tornado force winds, potentially, again, low-end EF0 tornado force winds with one or two of these storms. And, again, in my opinion, you should treat that situation just like if you were being impacted by a tornado. And even large hail. Large hail is dangerous, guys. We've seen many a times where even a hail just up to ping pong ball size can shatter windshields. It can bust windows. It can do significant damage. So, again, we want to make sure everybody's weather aware today. And, again, there could still be an isolated tornado. So that's another thing to look out for. Again, honestly, at this point, out of all of our storm, the Phillipsburg one looks the most impressive to me. I think we could potentially see some rotation develop with that soon as well. It looks almost like it's trying to develop some sort of hook echo here. Again, if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, likely just seeing some heavy rain right now, you may be wondering, hey, should I be worried about anything? Not really. At this point in time, we could see a change in pace here, but right now it's just going to be rain, lightning, maybe a little bit of flooding, and a little bit of wind. You're good, Peachy. What you eating? So again, I'd be honestly looking out for this Phillipsburg storm here. Um, Again, none of the other storms really looked that impressive. The Arapahoe one would likely just be a wind threat here, and not just the area in the severe thunderstorm warning there. This entire line should be looking out for damaging winds if you're out ahead of it. That is. It's my favorite celebrity, Davis says weather. That voice crack was wild. What's up, Levi? So again, Brandon Kopic and Corey Gherkin and even Nathan Moore all on this Phillipsburg storm right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think that a weak La Nina is probably still going to develop, honestly. Soon we should start to get the 18Z run of the GFS to come out, which has nothing to do with what we were just talking about, but I just wanted to point that out. Usually it's around this time it starts loading in. The clip of me grittying was a while ago, so I don't even have that clipped. You find it cool? Okay, that's the first time I've ever heard that take, but alright. I know what stream it is. I don't think I'm going to say it, though. Alrighty. Oh boy. Just announced is trending on Twitter. What does that mean? Oh, it's all just memes. Okay. Hey everybody, Trey here. You need it for reasons. It's crazy. Alrighty. So, how's it going, chat? You're gonna go watch Length Life real quick. Length Life healed your broken nose. I'm telling you, it's just that good. Just that incredible. Sorry, I've been kind of quiet. I've just been looking at stuff. Anyway, getting Brandon Kopic on the Phillipsburg storm. Nathan Moore getting ready to drive into Phillipsburg. There he's on the tail end of it. Corey Gherkin just chilling southwest of this storm. Wonder what he's planning on doing. Maybe waiting for another storm to develop or something, but I don't know. By the way, remnants of Tropical Storm Nadine are now Tropical Storm Christy. And this is going to become Hurricane Christy very soon out here in the Eastern Pacific. It's not going to bother anybody, so don't worry. It's just going to be a fish storm, but... Let's see here. And no major rotation on any of our storms yet. Mainly just wind and hail that we're watching here, which is good. That's a good thing, but just pointing it out. I'll watch this north of Russell here quite closely. I think this could evolve into something. It's got a semi-discrete environment. This is, again, kind of the best spot right now for any sort of severe weather production, so... And I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in Lincoln here. If the rain is going to continue for too much longer. Again, it just depends on how quickly this decides to move out. Yeah, make sure to give all your fish friends a call and text if they're out here in the Eastern Pacific. Make sure to tell them to evacuate to safer waters. What's up, random texting guy? What's poppin'? Not much. So again, I think that Phillipsburg here is going to be kind of the direct target of the worst of the impacts. So if you're in downtown Phillipsburg, again, make sure that you're getting indoors. It's probably already starting to rain pretty heavy, and then we're going to continue to see hail and wind sweep through over the next hour or so. Just got out of school 13 minutes ago. You're on the bus right now. Get out of school at 4:15? That's crazy. That is late. Bro, you guys are really trying to find that gritty, aren't you? Yeah, look at this. Just like I mentioned, this puppy's starting to evolve pretty quickly here. And I think if it interacts with too many mergers or anything, it's going to kind of pop off. So, again, just down the line, make sure to look out for this. Again, I don't want to be dramatic or anything, but this could be pretty significant. I will gritty if Max joins. Some of these storms in southwest Nebraska are kind of impressing me here in terms of their hail cores. And we're going to see a lot of these merge too, so we'll see if that just becomes one big cluster of rain, but anyway. Okay, we're going to watch this. I think at the very least we'll get some sort of big-time thunderstorm out of that. Mr. Storm's live? Is he really? He's live. I'm kind of surprised he decided to go live right now. I figured he would wait until I was finished. I mean, it's okay that he did. It's just, it was an interesting decision. Alright, so the severe thunderstorm warning has been expired for Arapahoe. Has not been reissued. So we're down to 1. Alrighty. So we'll continue to watch this. Again, I think that the amount of It's not really a discrete environment out here. I think that's why this storm's not popping off as much as we might have expected. A lot of hail with this thing. It's like multiple hail cores. By the way, our storm approaching Osborne again is continuing to become larger, so we'll watch that. It's just a little heavy rain shower right now, but that'll change. I have a feeling pretty soon here, so pretty darn soon. And we really don't have much going on, honestly. But, again, we're gonna continue to watch this. Yeah, let's get to 20 likes this stream. That'd be a W. We're gonna watch this, because we're not gonna have much else to talk about here for the next few days. So. Whatever forecast is telling you that you're gonna get rain on Halloween, don't trust that. You can't trust it 10 days out. That is 240 hours out. So, don't trust that. I don't know where you're saying that, but... Again, the 18Z run of the GFS, I'm waiting for it to come in here. But... Seeing broad rotation on the Phillipsburg storm. Oh yeah, that is there. Near Brandon Kopic's location. So again, the rotation there, the way we're seeing that, I would not trust the Weather Channel website. But the way we're seeing this here is, again, we've got winds going towards the radar and winds going away from the radar. So we've got winds going both directions. That's indicative of rotation there, right over the area where it would be, again, if it was rotation. So it's not like it's just a glitch. Can me and Mr. Storm call because you don't know who to watch? I'll ask him. I'll message him right now. Alright, I messaged him, so we'll see. What's taking Levi so long? I don't know. I don't even know what he's doing. I know he's looking for my gritty edit or something. You messaged Max? Gosh, dude. Now I'm gonna have to gritty. Please, no. Oh, Mr. Storm's calling me. Yo.
We are live.
We are live on both channels.
Yeah. I was just looking at the satellite. You can actually see, I think, the dry line setting up because you can actually see the two cells that just popped off here in northwestern Kansas are actually right along where this dry line is setting up. So I think that's what's going on here.
Where is the dry line at?
So you see the line of more or less showers, the thunderstorms moving through east central Kansas.
Yes.
So let me measure. It looks like about 115 miles to the west of there or so is where we're having a dry line set up, and there's actually...
Okay, yeah, I saw this earlier, actually, yeah.
There's a few pockets of precipitation starting to set up there, so I do think that we're going to see some production of some supercells, so I do think that our tornado threat and large hail threat may ramp up in the coming hours, but right around Hayes, Russell, that kind of area north of there, I think we're going to start to see a lot of cells begin to pop off. So that's what I'm just a little bit concerned about, but you can clearly see the storms lining up with the dry line, the ones that just, the one that's near Phillipsburg and the ones that are north of McCook.
Yeah, what's up, Jerry? Yeah, I noticed this earlier. I didn't say anything about it, but this is the dry line here, right by Dodge City. So
Yeah. Let me know if you guys can hear Dave. Sorry, I know it's not on my computer, so it's not like the exact precise audio. But if you guys can hear him, okay, while it's next to this microphone, let me know.
by the way, the hail core on the Phillipsburg storm is really impressive. 70 dBZs now.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to be producing larger hail than one in core size hail. So. Just got some in my eye.
New special weather statement northwest of Norton, Kansas. Again, that's going to be for 50-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. It says that the storm may intensify again in the special weather statement there, so we'll watch out for that, but I think it's mainly just going to be a pocket of heavy rain and some hail.
Yeah, I honestly just think that the storm we gotta watch right now are the one that's severe warned, and then any storm that's gonna pop up south of there.
Yeah. So again, storm chaser Nathan Moore is going into Phillipsburg right now, so he's probably about to get hit with some of that massive hail. So I can't bring up his thing on stream, but I'm gonna look at his feed on mobile.
We're gonna be just fixing up this thumbnail for 1 second, and we'll get right back to the coverage. So, if you guys want to go watch Davis for just a minute, then feel free to go ahead and go over to his stream.
Oh yeah, it looks like Nathan Moore is getting in on some of that hail.
Oh really? Is there any accumulation?
No, but there's definitely some falling.
Alright. Yeah, so that looks to me, and also I did mention that I think that just with the structure of it, it may end up becoming a tornado producer eventually down the line. I could just kind of see it potentially rotating, but obviously we don't have a great idea of if it's even going to rotate at all, but I just continue to watch it because it's still on the, it's on the strengthening trend, and I do think that once this moves a little bit farther north, then we'll probably see this try to start rotating.
Again, that's a problem. The problem with that, though, is that this isn't really a discrete environment, so I don't think it's really going to do too much tornadic. Like, these are two supercells put together here. It's not like it's just one storm, so it's kind of struggling, I think, right now.
Yeah. I think if we're farther south, then it'd probably have a little bit of an easier time with the rotation.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely hail on Nathan Moore's stream. Okay, I'm going to bring stream chat back up here, everybody. Sorry I haven't been reading it. Again, chat, let's try to get the stream to 20 likes.
Same with ours.
Yeah, go subscribe to Mr. Storm if you haven't already. But I think everybody here already has, so... Again, guys, this storm that I mentioned a while ago near Osborne is continuing to pop off. It's really just a heavy rain shower at this point, but we'll see what happens with that because it's a semi-discrete environment. And again, this is where all the cape, the wind shear, the instability, all of it is kind of primed right in this area here. If we were going to see something, it would be in this area. So I think that storm near Osborne is something to watch. And again, we called that out like 10 minutes ago whenever it was just a little rain shower, and now it is definitely trying to do something there, so we'll watch out for that.
Yeah. But everyone go subscribe to Davis, especially if you are new here. Obviously, subscribe to me for frequent severe weather coverage. We'll start doing that more frequently because we did just start streaming. But Davis has been doing this for over a year, I think, by now. So he's a lot more advanced and stuff, and he already knows kind of how everything works and stuff. So please go ahead and show him support and leave him a sub.
I mean, you've been doing this with me for a while, though, so I think at this point it's pretty equal.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both going to be covering severe weather as we see it play out throughout the year as much as possible.
Yeah, I guess it's been over a year since my first stream. I knew it was in October last year, but I couldn't remember what day, but it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy though that we're almost into November. I feel like September just started.
I know. Fall's
I mean,
been
I'm ready
wild.
for snow, but I feel like it's going to surprise us when it happens.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I just fixed the thumbnail, so we're gonna get right back to covering this severe weather. I'm not gonna be able to go live for the whole thing, unless this is very short-lived, because I do have baseball practice in a couple of hours, so I'm obviously gonna have to get ready for that. But we'll be live here for as long as possible. And then obviously Daves can take over whenever I leave.
Yeah, I don't really have anything going on this evening, so.
Sounds good. Alright, so just continuing to watch the storm near Phillipsburg.
Again, I think we'll see a new severe thunderstorm warning for that soon because the original supercell is starting to move out of that polygon here as we speak. So within the next few minutes or so, we'll probably see a new severe thunderstorm warning for that. So if you're down the line here, right over the Harlan County Lake area, prepare for a severe thunderstorm warning here shortly. You've also got another line of storms coming for your west. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens if these two end up interacting.
Yeah, that is actually something to keep an eye on. Maybe a cell merger there.
Yeah, I think for the most part, though, if that were to happen, actually, hopefully that would just turn this into a big cluster of rain and thunderstorms.
Yeah, that would more or less decrease the severity of it.
Yeah. By the way, that storm near Osborne, again, it's continuing to grow in size, so we'll watch that.
Alright, I am just getting my Epic Pen ready because I hate not being able to draw on my screen for videos and live streams, so.
Oh, I thought you said EpiPen. I was like, okay.
Oh. Bro, that's actually crazy.
An EpiPen.
I'm sure a lot of people don't know what Epic Pen is, so probably everyone was like, oh, how are you doing that? Oh gosh, my computer might just crash. Oh wait, no, we're good. Chat, let me know if you can still hear me and see me and if everything works. My stream already froze for Gooseman, so that's a problem.
Rip. I will say, considering this is a Mac, which typically... Oh, and there we go. There's that new severe warning. So, I'll get back to what I was going to say in a second, but new severe thunderstorm warning, again, this is going to include portions of northwestern Smith and central Phillips counties. This is for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So if you're in that new severe thunderstorm warning, which not a lot of people are, but if you're in it and you're somehow watching this, make sure to get indoors again. This is an extremely rural area, though. There are literally no towns in this warning that weren't already under a warning.
Yeah, Davis has been absolutely on point, though. He's called every...
I know, I've had a great day for callouts, which doesn't usually happen. Usually it's not my strong suit, but...
I think you've literally called out every severe warning this stream, which is wild. If we see any further strengthening with the Norcator storm, I do think that could definitely have a severe warning soon.
Yeah, a lot of hail over in that area. Interestingly enough, it's traveling northwestward. But I was going to say earlier, considering this is a Mac, which usually are not known for being high-end computers, I think this has lasted a significant amount of time. We've had this for probably 2.5 years now. 3.5 years. 3.5 years, I think. And maybe 2.5. Okay, final answer, 2.5 years. It has been a trooper. It has just been surviving, and it still is running smooth. And again, that's with a lot of heavy gaming and streaming and everything. So this is kind of a trooper computer here.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you've had your success with technical equipment. For me, not so much, but I'm rolling with this laptop, so...
Hey, I mean, for the first, 2 years of my channel, I was stuck on just an iPad, so you'll get there.
here's that little regeneration of the bottom edge of the storm, if you want to put it that way. Near Stockton, there actually is a cluster of showers and storms um, starting to get a little bit stronger and a little bit more visible on radar, which is on the southern side of the storm. Now, I don't think that's really gonna create a hook echo with this cell. Uh, but I think it's just too weak of a rain shower to be able to do that.
I will say, flooding going to be a massive
Yep.
problem here over the next couple of hours because this storm is very slow moving. It's very large. We already have over 2.5 inches of rain in some of these areas here, so that's just going to tack on even more. And I think we could definitely see a flash flood warning in this area soon, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, honestly, from like Stockton to Phillipsburg. I mean, not obviously not including Stockton, but Phillipsburg could definitely be under a flash flood warning shortly.
Yeah. And again, guys, I know I've said it 100,000 times, but that Osborne storm, I'm going to keep watching it. We're now seeing lightning production with it. Again, a ton of heavy rain. Again, we called this out when it was a rain shower 20 minutes ago, and now it's a fully fledged big time thunderstorm here. It's got a really prime environment, so we'll see what happens. It even looks like it's got some wind on the velocity, so we'll see if that gets a special weather statement or something here soon. But this is something to look out for down the line here in like Downs and Cocker City.
Yeah, I mean, you can see just in these past radar scans, we'd have to put this back to the 14 frames, but you can really see that this storm has just exploded, taking advantage of that dry line. And obviously, these cape levels are really in the specific region are the highest out of this entire event. So I think that's why we're seeing this new cell pop up. But any rain shower, any cell that begins to try to fire off this dry line, I mean, it's going to have the opportunity to, especially if it does it a little bit earlier. So I do think that this could eventually down the line become one of our kind of Phillipsburg situations eventually.
Yeah, the Cape right now, actually, interestingly enough, the Cape right now is the highest, kind of on the dry line in southwest Kansas. It's at about 2250 joules per kilogram. And again, it's not like a really highly primed Cape environment. That's kind of the lackluster feature here with this event. But again, there's a decent amount of shear and everything else, so that's why things are kind of popping off here again. We actually have quite a bit of SRH considering the situation, so.
Yeah, I definitely think the kinematics are play a slightly bigger role in just the development of these storms, but this is just a very textbook trough, and I mean, this is what you get when you get a negatively tilted trough. When you put together the kinematics with all the shear, you get SRH values that are high enough. You get cape levels and just the thermodynamics all coming together just helps spark these storms. Now, obviously, nothing wild and we haven't seen before. Nothing like a springtime severe weather event, but it's enough to spark some strong to severe storms, and that's pretty much what we're seeing play out here across the plains.
Again, guys, I'm going to keep saying it. This Osborne storm, again, it's continuing to progress. It's continuing to get larger. It may be, another 30 minutes or something before it gets a tornado warning. But I think at some point that will happen. Again, this storm has done pretty much everything we've said it's going to. And again, I think that's going to continue to happen here. So, again, I'd be watching out near Downs, Mankato, Cocker City, Dentonia, Lonia, all those areas there. Or Ionia, however you pronounce that.
Up Levi, Sup Roman, Sup Weston's weather-wise. How's Tulsa? I don't think we're going to stand for I think everything will be north of you. We're really watching northern Kansas and southern Nebraska at this point.
Yeah, I'll go as far and say that I don't think Tulsa will see anything at all. Even maybe like a little bit of rain, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy.
Yeah, I seriously doubt. I think everything's going to be north of there. Levi wants mod. I don't know why I can't mute my stream on my phone. No problem. I'll give you mod, Levi. I don't know how, but let's see. Oh, there we go.
Beaver City,
All right.
Nebraska, broad rotation.
I made you mod, Levi.
Yeah, not a lot though, Kevin. It's not really anything to watch in my opinion, but again, we'll see. I think that, again, it's too non-discrete of an environment. It's not really the best region for this storm to become strong in. Again, the thermodynamics and everything are decent, but it's not. Again, it's just not discrete.
Yeah, it's all about the kinematics with this, and even with the New Mexico event, I feel like everything recently has just been based off of kinematics now.
No,
Obviously.
I saw your message earlier in chat, Kevin, but I didn't think it was anything crazy because you said broad rotation, so.
I will say we have a strong cabin northeast of Oklahoma. I don't think that's gonna matter. I mean, maybe we do. Obviously, we're barely gonna get even any precipitation up there at all. I mean, it looks like forms, near Enid, Ponca City, but nothing towards like Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Guys will be fine, but just at best. So, fan railer, okay? Yeah, everyone new here, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 900 soon, and then 1,000 by the new. Make it happen. But yeah, these storms are moving their way pretty swiftly here across northern Oklahoma, just across the radar site. Now, those will be moving out of the region in a couple of hours probably, but the main event is definitely playing out here across Kansas. And did we just get a new severe warning?
Yeah, so that's going to be for southwestern Phelps, southeastern Gosper, Furnace, and northwestern Harlan counties in south central Nebraska. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, so if you're in that area, make sure you're moving indoors right now. Near Edison, Oxford, Stamford, Beaver City, all those areas. Again, Arapahoe, this is past you at this point, but this is, again, a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yep, so this is for the special weather statement that we were just talking about earlier near Norton. I finally called my first storm.
There you go. Yeah, this was severe warned earlier, too.
Yeah, so this thing's kind of been on and off.
Yeah.
But that's going to be moving up towards I-10. And we actually do have a special weather statement south of Gothenburg, Cozad, Lexington. Looks like, a little corridor here, some towns and population centers. But that's for wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. They haven't issued a severe warning for that, so we'll probably see that expire. But there is still some lightning production, even some spotty areas of 60 dBZs. So we'll have to watch that. But it really looks like everything south of there is, worth paying attention to. But I also do think that the Edison storm that just discussed, that is become outflow dominant. So I think the winds will be more of a threat with that storm. But again, there is still that hail threat because we do have DBZ values well over 60. So we'll have to watch that. But I do think that we'll most likely see winds as the bigger issue. But, I mean, the Phillipsburg storm is just, it's sitting over Phillipsburg right now, and it's massive. So, I mean, they've got to issue a flash flood warning at least.
Yeah, Kevin, I've never been that concerned about the Phillipsburg storm for a tornado threat. Again, I pointed this out earlier, but it's just not. Again, it's two supercells put together. It's not like it's just one healthy supercell. It's a big cluster of storms, which is going to be bad for the flooding, but again, for the tornado threat, not really going to see much. Again, honestly, at this point, the Osborne storm has a more likely chance of producing a tornado than the Phillipsburg one. Drew, you'll have to explain what you mean by that.
Weston, I'm talking to Davis's weather on YouTube, and I'm not talking to him on any app. It's literally just my contacts. Fanrail Arcade, do I think this will escalate into a tornado? I don't. said, I think mainly going to be a damaging wind event, and then some large Phillipsburg storm. I don't know which one you're specifically talking about, but like David said, the only storm that seems to have a decent chance of producing a tornado is the Osborne storm. That still is starting to grow just now, so we still have to watch what that even does. But as of right now, there are no storms that are, look like they're going to produce a tornado, and that there's any tornado imminent.
By the way, guys, we've got some new updates about the Phillipsburg storm, so we haven't been told a lot about it yet, but we now have 6% of Phillips County without power. We've also got reports from Phillipsburg of quarter-sized hail, and a 54-mile-an-hour wind gust was recorded.
Yeah. Alright, so this was actually measured off of Mesonet.
Yeah.
So that's 2 miles to the west-southwest of Phillipsburg, Kansas there. And then we have confirmed hail that's falling. So this is at least producing quarter-sized hail. So I think that if you're down by speed, and then even Phillipsburg, we may some hail, but where we saw that hail report. So we'll continue watching what happens here, and we'll see obviously what the storm chasers are going to be looking at, but it still definitely looks like a fairly dangerous storm to watch.
Yeah.
Did the stream thumbnail update? Oh. Oh god, I was really behind. Yeah, it updated though. Let's see. You might go live. Cool.
Who's gonna go live?
Weston.
Yeah, we had storms out here this morning, which has kind of made the environment a little bit more stable. And again, that's also kind of what's happening out here in, like, Lincoln. Whenever these storms make it towards the Lincoln area, I don't think they're going to do much because this heavy rain is going to stabilize the atmosphere a ton, I think.
Yeah. So this is the storm system that's generating all this severe weather. You can see we were previously talking about this dry line. Still looks very strong here. Perfect comma shape right here. That's a classic setup here for our severe weather. But any storm or shower that develops along this dry line definitely has a potential to kind of explode like it looks like on here. These are 2 cells, or I guess 3 eventually. But these were all previously showers that developed on this dry line, so that's what we're seeing here. But this is the more stable environment here. I mean, you can see that we do have instability breaking through the clouds with the sun kind of peeking through. But we have very stable and, non-breakable clouds, if you want to put it that way, here across sections of eastern Nebraska and eastern Kansas. So that's why we're not seeing any severe weather out there. That's mainly going to be some showers and storms. But it's to the west of there where we're worried about potentially some severe weather. So right now we have a slight risk in effect for this area by the Storm Prediction Center. Right, our main hazards today are we do have a 2% tornado threat. All right, that's going out for sections of southern, south central Kansas up into southern Nebraska, including McCook. All right, and then we also do have a 5% wind threat and a 15% hail threat. So actually, as we see things, hail is going to be the main issue, which probably will be actually for today. And then we have a 5% chance for seeing damaging winds pretty much for the entire general area.
Yeah. So, again, these storms really are not impressing me at this point. I will say something very interesting. They just now threw the tornado possible tag on the Phillipsburg storm. So, apparently, the National Weather Service thinks that this has a higher chance of producing a tornado than it has at any point in its lifetime. I don't see it. I really don't know what they're getting from that to put the tour possible tag on there, but I guess if you're in this area, again, look out. I mean, this is probably our most concerning storm right now for damaging winds and large hail. I don't see much of a tornado threat, but again, the National Weather Service went ahead and put that tag on there probably just to be safe.
Look at your speed. I'm like 99% sure that that's contamination, but if that's not, then I think that's where they got it from.
It's contamination because of the hail there.
Oh, okay. Do you have a guess of what category this hurricane will develop into? This storm system is not a hurricane. If you're talking about Oscar in the Atlantic, Oscar is currently a tropical storm. It's not a hurricane anymore, but this is a storm. This is what we call a trough. It's not really a hurricane because it moves over land.
If you're referring to Christie, the National Hurricane Center is saying Category 2, but there's a lot of agreements with the models that we actually could see a Category 3.
Yeah, so just let me know if you're talking about in the Atlantic or on land, because if you're talking about on land, then we're talking about different stuff here.
Or if you're talking about in the Pacific, because I don't know if you saw, but we do have Tropical Storm Christie now.
Yeah, expected me.
That was from the remnants of Nadine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So again, if you're just not tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe. We've been live for over an hour covering severe weather. Again, things are just not popping off like they could have, which is a good thing. I think for the most part, this has been not really a nothing burger, because we have seen some damaging winds and large hail, and again, also flooding, but it's not been as significant as it could have been, which is good. And again, quarter-sized hail was reported with that storm north of Norton earlier, even though it never got severe warned, so...
Also, be sure to go follow me on X. Did recently make a new X account. We're up to 51 followers over there, so I will be posting more in-depth discussions, really, more than live streams out there. So I'll put the description of that in the, I'll put the link to that in the description.
So... we may have rotation... oh, never mind. Never mind. Let's actually check your past velocity frames. So this could be contaminated, but it looks like we may have a little bit of rotation southeast of Beaver City, Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
So we'll watch out for that. Again, it's hard to say, but...
yeah, let me see. Possibly. It would be very incredibly weak.
And radar coverage has not been the best for this event. It's a shame that this is such a big radar hole, since this is quite literally Tornado Alley, but we don't really have a lot to work with here in, like, north central / northwest Kansas. There's not a lot other than the Nebraska radar there. I don't know what radar you're looking at, Kevin, but it does match up a little bit.
Alright, 8 likes here on the stream. Hit the like button. Let's get to 10 likes.
And chat over here, let's get to 20 likes. We're at 16.
Dang, Dance is beating me.
I've been live for longer, though, so.
I've got 5 now. How about you?
You've got what?
5 watching. What about you?
We've got 9.
Nice. I'm gonna have to go in a little bit, so,
I am too.
Yeah. up in about 10 minutes or so.
Same.
I mean, there's nothing really crazy going on. It's just that we do have some storms to watch at the moment.
Yeah, again, I think that if we were going to see a tornado, it would be within the next 30 minutes. Otherwise, I don't think we have much to worry about there in that specific area.
Yeah. What's up, B-Dog? I think that these storms are really running out of time. You're going live at 6?
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Well, I feel we just got home, so I'm probably going to have to end off the live stream here. So I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. It's been a pretty successful stream, so go ahead over to Davis' stream for continuous coverage here. And yeah, that's all I got. So thank you for coming to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to have to take off, so I will see you, I'll talk to you later today.
Alright, yeah, I should be able to call all evening, so just give me a ring.
Alright, see you, man.
See ya. Alrighty, everybody, that was Mr. Storm. Go subscribe to him. If you're just now coming in from Mr. Storm's stream, thank you for joining. We are going to continue this severe weather coverage here for not too long, because we don't really have too much to worry about, if we're being honest, but I think that this is going to be worth watching here for just a little bit longer. Again, I want to see the if we're going to see any flash flood warnings for the Phillipsburg area, because again, I think that they probably should issue one at this point. We already have, again, almost 3 inches of rain in some localized areas. And again, those areas are still seeing more torrential rain, so it's going to get worse. What's up, B-Dog? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I know a lot of people are probably just now coming in from Mr. Storm stream. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 20 likes. What's up, Weston? Thank you for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Okay, let's get to 20 likes, chat. We can do it. So again, we're going to continue this coverage here. I think that there's not going to be a lot more to talk about, but we'll keep going here for a little bit longer. Again, at this point, I would mostly be concerned about a flash flooding threat. I haven't even looked at the excessive rainfall outlook for today. What do we got going on here? Probably a slight risk. Seriously, nothing? Nothing, wow. That's crazy. They didn't even have a marginal risk out. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but... Weston, I'll probably be live for another, say, 10 minutes or so. Alright, see you, B-Dog. Going live at 6 Central Daylight Time. Nice. Honestly, though, I hate to burst your bubble, but at that point, the severe weather threat will likely have diminished a significant amount. I think that it's actually probably going to start diminishing pretty soon here. But there could still be a severe storm or two, so yeah, I'll be sure to tune in if I remember. If I don't have anything else going on. Beaver City Storm Weekend. Literally a town called Long Island. Is this Mr. Storm? The town in Kansas called Long Island. That's crazy. Again, if these supercells manage to detach, then we could have a problem, but... for right now, things are just not it. Yeah, I get that, Weston. But again, we do actually have some rotation here, northeast of Phillipsburg, but nobody lives out here, so not a lot to point out. And when I say nobody, I mean literally nobody. We are in the mountainous regions of Kansas. I'll tell you what, even states that are considered, Midwest and flat and all that, they still have geographically cool areas. Like, saying the mountainous region of Kansas just doesn't feel right, but this is a mountainous region of Kansas. Just look at the elevations. Even Illinois, if you go down far south enough, big mountains out there in some spots. The Cave and Rock area. I've been down there. Alrighty. So we're gonna have to end off the stream here, but I want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, if things do become too intense, we'll be back here live later again this evening. But I think for right now, this is kind of the end of the October 21st, 2024 severe weather outbreak / somewhat of a nothing burger out event.